Hello everyone, welcome to the Ellen Stories, and today I'm going to talk about the medicine tarantula. In previous video I explained clearly about the emotional mental aspects of the tarantula patient. It is very difficult to identify the tarantula people. They look very decent, dignified. You may see the tarantula patient in high professionals also. Means if you see them normally, they look like a very dignified professional. So actually I faced some incident in my personal life itself. That is something I want to share. So I used to get some messages from in very irritating way. So usually if we get the harassing messages or offensive message, immediately we block them, right? So I did the same because it is common to get all this kind of, especially I share the post in the social media, it is very public, all pictures, everything. So it is common for every lady. So I got such kind of messages continuously. I blocked them, but some person who used to message me or send me this kind of messages and offensive messages, and it's like a kind of harassment, and which is like increasing on a daily basis. Even I tried my best to block them, some or other way they are able to unblock themselves and create new accounts or so. So it is like and I realized that this is someone who is sending, someone who knows me very well. So he used to talk about so many personal things, means so many things which happening in my life and all. It was like a little bit irritating and discomfort for me. So after that I send those messages to my team members and the people who do the digital marketing, and they somehow, with much difficulty and with lots of efforts, they found out the email ID and the phone number which actually these kind of fake message IDs are creating. So they provided me the number, and I realized that I found the person who is a very dignified, is in a high grade professional, and I never thought about that person, the person can send this kind of messages. So then I thought ki wo to send nahi karega, he might not sending this kind of a message, he is not that kind of a person, very dignified, never seen, means pata chal jata hai na, someone is very awkward, womanizer or something. It is like we can find out. But when I got the number, I instantly said no, he can't be the person. Maybe someone, means maybe I'm a fool मैं fool हो सकती हूँ, या मैं बेरेटा हो सकती हूँ, or else he manipulated in such way. See, I directly no, this person cannot do all these things. Maybe someone used his number to blame him also. So that is something with a I thought ki I should ask him first before I say. So I called that person and said ki this is happening. Don't know who is doing all this thing. Instead of asking directly, so he said ki these days this kind of a people are increasing, and my wife also facing the kind of issues. Yes, why don't you are so silent, just complain him this kind of good thoughts. And after that I thought कि अरे ये तो नहीं हो सकता है यार, मुझे ही बुरा लग रहा था. How can I ask him कि such a dignified, never behaved in a very bad, in a bad way. But later someday so someone who is common people who working with him, and also they are with me, means the come to my they work with me as well. So one day what happened, that girl actually, she told me that the sir, I noticed one day कि means वो बोल दी कि सर वो इतना अच्छा सोच रहे हैं ना, उतना अच्छा नहीं है, and there are so many kind of vulgar photos are there in his gallery. So then I just immediately, मुझे वो बात strike, बहुत दिन हो गया था इस between, I left that. And after that also, so somehow माई टीम मैनेजर टू ब्लॉक दैट पर्सन कम्प्लीटली। मतलब सारे के सारे वो कुछ होता है कि उस ईमेल से उस और भी जो भी क्या बोलते हैं अकाउंट्स नहीं कर सकते, दे कैन नॉट कम्प्लीटली, वो सेफ हो गया, तो मुझे मैसेजेस नहीं आ रहे थे। तो and after a very long time that girl told me that person I have seen some offensive things in his phone accidentally, and he is now maybe not that good person or something. And then immediately I got maybe he is the person. Then also maybe मैं कुछ नहीं बोली थी, I was like okay, but later a couple of months later, his wife actually who came to my clinic for her personal problem, and she, while taking the case, she told me that he is someone who harassing her like anything, and I just want to take divorce. So the way he is looking outside, he is not the kind of a person internally, and he never respects a lady. Actually, externally he respects a lot, but internally he stalks everyone and all. Then I never asked him कि आपने किया है, then I realized that he is the kind of a person who is doing all these things. So he is a critical example of the tarantula, my friends. Tarantula people, it is very difficult to identify that that person is a culprit, but whenever he get the chance, he effortlessly tells the lies. Effortlessly, मैंने जब बोला था उन्हें इतना भी हिचकिचाया नहीं. Instead of that he told me कि ऐसा लोग को ऐसे करनी चाहिए, ऐसे करनी चाहिए, ये है वो है. Usually what we think, and means उसको इतना गुस्सा आ रहा है तो maybe he's a good person, like no. So that kind of acting skills are very very high. Tarantula children are like also very very manipulative, and to done their work they can go to the any extent. They may drop the oil on the floor, or they just kick them anyone from the first floor or someone, and after that they start crying and come down and say that वो ऐसा गिर गया है. उतना ज़्यादा acting and all this manipulation you get to see in this medicine. And how to identify tarantula? Tarantula are the people who cannot stay at one place. They keep on moving, and they have the lot of irritation, irritable nerve. That is the lightest what is this? इसको क्या बोलता है, I don't know, rubbing or something, friction gives the relief, and the slightest touch on the affected side aggravates them. That touch may be a emotional level also, means वो कहीं वो they always feel like even if they are at the highest place, they feel that they are neglected, they are not getting the results, and you may not realize that your words hurting him, and in the slightest normal things also the person takes in a negative way and keeps in all the negative emotion inside, but he never expose directly in front of the people, and he keeps all the negativity inside, and he try to find the moment to hurt that person and irritate that person. Irritation is something like a kind of a message. It is not like he is not able to harming me directly, but it is kind of irritation which is continuously he is giving, in spite of knowing that person is getting irritated by your work, and that is something the kind of the pleasure that person gets. So yeah, that is one of the signs. The rubbing or the friction gives the relief, and the slightest touch on their affected, their weaknesses. Maybe some child is not studying, and if you talk about that topic, they keep that point inside the mind, and they will try to harm you, and they will try to put in such situation you get harassed. So that kind of a cunningness you get to see in the tarantula. So very very active person. Usually they are tarantula people are very very active, and they are workaholics also. You may get confused with the nux formicals. They are very very workaholic. They are the one who are in the topper list also. Maybe for the revenge or something, they sometimes they study a lot, they go to the high positions also. But still the tarantula cunningness, that tarantula kind of a things means high position person, and some lady is sitting in, he is always respectable, but when the lady is coming, may put the chewing gum if no one is observing him. and after that he himself go and help that lady and talk how someone can do all this kind of cheap things and all. That is the tarantula actually. So you cannot expect the children who are sitting in a very very polite way like a pulsatilla, but when the doctor goes, it simply try to see the things and they break that glass item, and he hide that so nicely, and or else he just want to blame some other person for that. So if it is convenient for their convenience, they can go to the any extent. So headache is one of the symptoms in the tarantula. Least excitement irritates him, followed by the long wait and the sadness and extreme tip on the fingers. यहाँ tip on the fingers means एक जगह पे नहीं टिकते, टिक 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 टक टक this that. The sounds, actually the noises irritate him at the same time. The music, sometimes the rhythmic music or like loud music also they get irritated at the same time. So same symptoms they also get attacked. They do the dancing, they do the singing, in parties and all, excessive singing, dancing. That is something you get to see in the tarantula people. Okay, and the symptoms you see in the periodic way. And one more very important thing you get to see in the tarantula people: constant movement of the legs, constant movement. If someone is getting irritating, you keep on moving the legs like this or hands like this. Sometimes if someone is saying keep on doing this or legs or something, keep on thinking this kind of, and when you ask nothing, I'm okay, fine, okay what you are saying, but the thing is like the irritation is getting increased by doing this, tapping the finger. That is something you need to see in the tarantula. In children cases, they just go under the chair or somewhere, they scroll down and go to the teacher and they pull the legs of the this kind of the things, and they don't have the much friends because they cannot act for very very long time. Initially it may be difficult, but when you stay with someone, you realize their mentality very clearly, and they get offended very very easily on the slightest normal things also. So headache intense as if the 1,000 needles were pricking in the brain. That is a kind of a headache you get to see, and the relief is again the friction. When he put the head on and rolls the head against the pillow is something gives the release. Bright colors aggravates and the bright colors emulate also. In both the cases you get to see something, the relation. They may have a lot of attraction with the bright colors, or they have completely aversion towards the bright color. The extreme things you get to see in the tarantula in either way. Maybe they extremely irritated by the bright colors and extremely attached to the bright colors. So yeah, so this is something, maybe I'm not saying it in a story form. So story is something, you can see it is a story of the boy who is always acting in the school days or something. Actually I did not make the story for this actually. So the 3-4 important things, the theme itself a story. So when you ask the tarantula, you will see the menstrual cramps. During the menstrual time, the mouth and will get dry. And the menstrual cramps, even if it is at 10% of the menstrual cramps, sometimes they do acting. They act like the mother is saying it. The person is already having the pains a little bit, and the mother asked to go to the college, and the person not want to go to the college, and the person do the overaction, and they may go to the school, and they faint in the college, or they act like a faint in the college, and the college or the school people call the mother, and the mother need to go to the college and pick her. Actually वो acting करती है वहाँ पर, because the mother asked them to go to the college instead of saying I am having this issues, and said कि मेरा mouth बहुत dry हो गया, यहाँ का पानी अच्छा नहीं था, फिर भी मम्मी बोली थी जाने के लिए, so that is why I came to the college, and यहाँ पे मुझे इतना पेन हो रहा कि मैं faint हो गई. And the mother will come into a main focus, and everyone think that how the mother can behave so bad with this lady, and the bechari kind of. But it is a true, the girl is having in tarantula in the menstrual time, a lot of a dryness in the mouth you get to see, and the extreme touch in the backside will aggravate. The slightest touch along the spine provokes the spasmodic pain in the chest and the cardiac region. Slightest touch aggravates the spasmodic pain in the chest. The overaction you get to see in the tarantula, my friends, and the boils, flickens, rickles, and also gangrenous gangrenes, and especially it compels the patient to walk. But I believe in the gangrenes and tumors and in a very very bad kind of eruptions in the diabetic foot. Tarantula cubensis works better than the Tarantula hispanica, but in the Tarantula hispanica, in Allen's keynote also it is given abscess, boils, phelons affected the part, bluish color ho jati hai just like a lacasis. But in a very dangerous kind of the diabetic foot also, I tried the Tarantula cubensis, and which gave me a better results than this, and you can use in tachypotency. So aggravation from the motion, contact and touch of the affected person, emotionally also touch कर दिया तो वो आपको छोड़ेगा नहीं. So all these things involve with a lot of a drama and the maliciousness, cunningness. They don't do anything directly, but they try to harass you mentally. Emulate in the open air, in the music, and rubbing the affected parts. Friction gives the relief. Trigeminal nerves and nerves irritation is one of the very important thing you need to remember in the tarantula, my friends. So this is all about the tarantula. Hope you understand this medicine so that you can use this medicine in a better way. Thank you so much.